Hi, I'm Emma Mitchell, and I'm an energy healing guide and a psychic medium. Today I'm here with my friend Liz, and she's going to tell us a handful of stories from her own life and experiences. Thanks, Liz, for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead and tell us your first story.
Okay, well, yeah, I've grown up just having a lot of different experiences in my life, but yet a few specific ones. One is my childhood home. I remember this specific incident where I was home alone for whatever reason. I can't remember that reason. I remember hearing a knock on the front door and just being pretty frightened because we weren't expecting anybody. And it was me and one of my sisters, and we kind of panicked. There was this looked like this huge guy at the door. We had this little side window thing by the door, and I kind of peeked out, and he just felt, and I don't know if it was because I was younger or smaller, but I felt like he was trying to like get in the house. Like he kept banging on the house, and I wouldn't answer anything. I was really scared, so I had me and my sister run into like down the hall and around to this bathroom, and I just shut the door. It was dark in there. I didn't even think to turn on the lights or anything because we were just so scared. And then I just remember all of a sudden feeling like a calmness or a peace, and then looking in the mirror, and I could see like an outline of like an angel wings just hovering over us, like in the mirror, like it was like over us in the mirror, like the reflection.
Yeah.
And then it was just like after that, if I don't, it's so hard to remember the time frame of it, but it's like after that, then all of a sudden my grandma was living with us, and she was there, and then she came in and she was like, everything's fine, it was just so and so, and they were just trying to get a hold of us or something. And so it was just like it wasn't as scary as I thought, but because I was so scared, like I had, I don't know if it's like the archangel Michael just there to soothe me and let me know that he's there with me and to like help protect me, like it's gonna be okay. Like that's the sense I felt. I was like, okay, we're gonna be fine,
Yeah.
So
When you saw that, was your grandma actually home, or she was?
yeah, she is the one that ended up coming to the bathroom door, like,
Okay.
and letting, like, wondering where we were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so, I can't remember if we were just downstairs by ourselves, because it was a 2-story house. And I just remember feeling like nobody's supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And somebody was banging on the door, and I was scared and ran to the bathroom, and, felt okay once I just saw him in the mirror.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was pretty an intense encounter, because that kind of startled me too, because I think that was my first like visible encounter of something, like realizing someone or something is there to protect me, to help me.
Yeah. Have you seen that angel since, or do you know?
I don't know if I've seen him, that angel, since. I have felt almost that same comfort and peace in certain times of like either if I'm scared or in fear of something, like I felt that same calmness in certain times of my life. So a lot of times I do feel like it's him,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe I just don't see him, but it's just that same energy or that same feeling sense that I've gotten.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing, though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love that story. I've talked to a few people about seeing angels, and I interact with angels just in what I do, but that being so young and having that visible comfort is really a gift.
It
Yeah.
honestly really was. My childhood was a bit different, so feeling that, because it wasn't a peaceful home,
Yeah.
growing up. So just having that peace and that comfort, it was definitely, like I said, it was just kind of a shock. Like it was just like, oh, I'm okay, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it was very, very comforting.
Yeah. I wonder, one of my friends had a hard childhood too, and she had it seemed like a lot more interactions with protective spirits than I did growing up.
I would definitely say that I could say the same thing as far as like the different experiences that I've grown up with, and just, you know, just other things just in growing up. Actually, yeah, just in my childhood I just felt a lot of that more just in, and it may seem like little things to like other people, but it's like it's a knowing that like something was, you know, wrong or about to be wrong, and then just having that feeling of like, okay, no, just knowing. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I've had a lot of experiences too where I was told or felt like, no, don't do that, or don't go there, or don't do this or that, and it was absolutely a protection for me and whoever I was around.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, I know we didn't talk about this, but do you want to tell that story about either the amusement park or the church story?
Yeah,
That's
so
pretty incredible.
Yeah, so particularly this story, I'll tell the church story. My family and I were in church, and we had some other family too, like cousins, like extended family that went to church with us. And I don't remember which part. I think it was just about to be done, or like everybody was at the end, like mingling. And this church, we were in front of this a huge like bay window, so it was like a 3-sided window facing like the main road and stuff. And we were kids, we wanted to go outside and play, and my cousins were trying to get us to go out there, and all of a sudden I just got this immediate feeling like, no, like I screamed, I'm like, no, don't go out there, like something bad's about to happen, and everyone looked at me like I was like crazy, and I felt like I was like, oh, what am I saying, like why can't we go out there? But ended up there was a huge accident right in front of us, right where we would have been, you know,
like on the lawn.
Yeah, it just came in right where we would have been. So those were definitely like we were talking about, the different protection things that have happened in my life. Like,
was that like a knowing, or do you feel like somebody was speaking through you?
I felt like that was more of a knowing. Like it's just like something was just like, I knew that something bad was about to happen.
Yeah.
I didn't know what or how I knew, you know, at that time, and I just had to like yell it out where everybody was like, what is she talking about, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's definitely a pretty crazy story. I mean, my cousins still bring it up too. They're like, you remember when? And I'm like, yeah, I do.
Such a crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that, you know, when I first met you and you told me that story, I told you that's psychic ability, and I know you've really been tapping into that now. Your intuition, your psychic skills, and you have some really strong ones. So that's why I just love. I mean, there's a million reasons I love being friends with you, but and that's one of the big reasons is because we can talk about these experiences and know we're not crazy because we experience similar things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to tell one of those stories?
Yeah.
I think we were saying talking about meditation.
Yeah. So, you know, lately, a lot of the in-person meditation, and even the personal meditations that I've been doing at home too. You know, just growing up, my grandma was had a huge role in all three of my sister's lives. You know, she moved from China and came to live with us to help raise us and everything. And so she's always had a huge role, kind of guiding us and helping us. And even her, like, she would say little things that would kind of like throw me off, like, no, you can't do that because somebody's sitting there or something like that. But it was kind of freaked me out because we never really talked about it, you know. And I don't even know if I've told you some of the things she would say. It's like she knew that she had spirits like randomly around the home and stuff like that. And like sometimes, like as I got older and being a teenager, like I would be like, oh, you're crazy, Nanai, 'cause that's grandma in Chinese. And she's like, I'm not crazy, you just watch, you know. And then like certain things would happen, I'm like, oh, okay, you're not crazy, you know. But lately in my the meditations that we've been doing, and some of them that we've hosted and stuff, she's been kind of popping up in just different ways in my things. Like one of them, like she loved hummingbirds, and hummingbirds have been coming into my meditations to help just continue to try to guide me, and
Yeah.
like this is, yes, you're doing great type of thing, and encouraging me, and and sometimes like when I talk about it, I get a little emotional because she was a part of my entire like growing up and stuff, and
Yeah.
she's like our second mom, and so just seeing her in the meditations, especially like recently, it's been quite often,
Yeah.
and it's just amazing that we have those, the abilities, or that is all around us, that it just shows up, or she shows up in different ways, or even the other spirits just like randomly, like the other day, it's wintertime. I literally saw a hummingbird flying around.
Oh, you did?
I'm like,
Oh, wow.
well, hello, So I was just like, it's just like, just those little like things that just, I don't know, just makes you kind of happy inside,
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, she's definitely helped me, and then she's wanted to tell me too, like, what are you doing? Like, no, this is not, nope. So, I can't remember which meditation it is off the top of my head, but I think I told you, like, one of them, she was just like, what are you doing? This is, you have, or she told me, like, you have 2 different ways. One's going to be a lot harder for you, and one's going to be easier for you. Which road are you going to take, type of thing.
Yep.
That
was the moon soul
the moon.
journey.
So, okay, yes.
She showed up as the moon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And moon is I love the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Just my symbol.
That's your energy. It's
Yeah.
the moon. Yeah. Yeah. I just love that, and I know she shows up in dreams for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've told you this a million times, but dreams are a great form for our loved ones, for spirit guides to come through and give us messages. It's like, I don't know what it is, but it seems like it's easier for them than, unless we establish that two-way connection, they're at least able to give us answers through that.
Yeah.
Actually, this morning, my grandpa came through to me, and I was just sitting there, and all of a sudden I smelled cologne, and there he was. And so he had messages for me about needing to have more fun in my life. Of course, I know, but he was such a fun, happy, laughing person.
Yeah.
Like, he was so funny, and so that makes sense that you're here telling me this. But usually he only has messages for my mom through me, and I'm like,
okay.
Thanks, Grandpa, for once you came to see me. That's nice of you. Yeah, but I just love that your grandma comes through that way, and maybe one day I'll teach you how to do the two-way connection. But I've had that same thing with my grandma. It's like she's always guiding me and helping me through things.
Yeah.
And so I know the other story you wanted to tell, because we could talk, all day about this stuff.
Definitely.
But one other story you wanted to tell was about growing up, or not growing up, in that house you lived in, was it Kentucky?
Yes.
Yeah. So just a little bit of a warning, maybe this story's kind of dark.
Yes.
So
it's
just
very
but
at your discretion, definitely. It does involve suicide.
Yeah.
So yes. So in this time of my life, we were we were moving to Tennessee because that's where we were stationed in the Army.
This is you and your ex-husband.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I couldn't go out there to house search or anything with him. We just didn't have, because he had to stay on base, and there was just no way for me to go out there with him. So he kept looking, and I kept telling him, like, I wanted something light and airy, and I mean, at that point I was excited to move, and so I was just kind of trusting him to find the right home. And I mean, home searching in general, it's hard, having to find the right home for you, and especially if it's I guess used home is the correct word. I mean, a previous home. I mean, you don't know the history in any of the homes, you know, not all the history anyways. And so anyways, he ended up finding this home, and I loved the street name. I remember it was, I can't remember the number, but it was something Maple Street. I was like, oh, that's super cute.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just really interesting because when I Googled it and looked it up so I could show like my family, like, okay, look, this is where, you know, as soon as I did that, like there was an immediate sense of like dread or fear almost. I was like, oh man, I was like, I don't know, I feel kind of weird. Like I felt like, I don't know if dark was the word, like a correct word for it. Initially, I just felt like, I don't know, like, oof, I don't know about this. Like I felt like I second guessed it, you know? So I even told him, I remember, like, I don't know, not sure about this. And it was just kind of like, well, it is what it, like, I put the deposit, like, we're moving here. I was like, okay. So anyways, I got out there, got to the home, and it was pretty immediate to me that I was scared, like, to be in that home. Like, it wasn't a scary feeling of, like, moving to a whole new state, away from family, because we're both in California and we just moved. You know, it wasn't that type. It was just like, I was just scared and I couldn't figure out why for a while, but I tried to make it work and try to keep myself calm. And I kept telling him too, like, I don't know, you don't feel like scared? Like I just was always in a lot of fear in the home. But I was by myself a lot too, so I was trying to like not be so paranoid, because I was like, hey, maybe it's just you because you're just in a new place, new state, all by yourself, no family around. And then he was gone for 12 to 14 hours a day too.
Yeah.
You know, and I couldn't get a job because we only had one vehicle at the time. So I was literally at home, you know. And I know that sounds like a lot, but this was just the first week, like, of just trying to unpack. Like, I was literally just trying to unpack, and I was slowly unpacking because I was trying to do something every day, because I knew myself, like, I have OCD, like, I will clean and make sure everything, like, you know, even before I unpacked, because I felt such a huge, like, heavy energy in the home. Like, I deep cleaned again, even though we had paid a cleaner to come clean the house, you know?
Wow.
Like, I did it again, because I felt still like it was just, like, dirty, like, not dirty, but, like, it was not
energetically
yes.
dirty.
Yeah. And I couldn't figure that out for a little while, you know. It was like, what is going on? But I mean, I could feel it, you know. And I was so like, even the first few days, like, I didn't even unpack. We just had like bed with even no sheets. Like, I redid laundry, I rewashed everything. Like, I cleaned the house from top to bottom. And then anyways, I guess too real quick, the backyard, like, I could not go out. Like, I remember the first time going out there, we had a little deck, back porch area and stuff. And like, as soon as you open, you can just feel like all the evil or some, like, I could just tell something is not good. And we were just backed up to like a forest. Like, we were going up like this huge hill. Maybe it was a hill, or it was just a lot of trees, and then it goes up and around and whatever. So there's land, but it was just, there's nothing back there but just trees, you know. But I could just feel, I was just like, oh no, like, this is where something is going on here, you know. And so I like never went outside, and I always felt just like I was scared. Like, I had to turn on every single light even in the daytime, like, while I was walking in every single room. Like, it was just not, and I kept having to try to calm myself down. I was just like, you're fine, you know. And but I just ignored it because I didn't have or know what I know now, you know. But I just kept trying to, I'm like, okay, it's fine, you're gonna make this work for us. You're like, we're gonna make this work, you know. And I even told him, I was like, I want to start looking to live somewhere else, because we were able to do month to month because we were in the Army.
Oh, good.
You know, so anyways, so after it's been a couple weeks, like, I started, okay, like, trying to, like, I finally felt some, like, I guess, I don't know if I did it unintentionally, like, not realizing, like, I was clearing out rooms, but, like, in certain rooms, I could start feeling like there's a little bit of lightness. So I was starting to feel like, okay, we're gonna be okay, you know?
Yeah.
And, anyway, so we were there for a month. And he had, well, I knew them too, but we had some people over because they were gonna go to the range the next day to go practice shooting. And we were just all playing games in the living room area at the time, and then one of the gentlemen, one of the boys, he decided, and he had never drank, and he wanted to like drink all of a sudden. Like he was just like, let's have a shot. And we were like, okay, cool, you want to have a drink, you know? And then, but then like I started noticing, I was like, because he wanted to have another one, and then another one.
Oh wow.
And then I was like, wait, you're this is way too much. I was like, slow down, like you don't drink, like you can't be taking shot after shot, like you, you know. And but he wanted it, and
So he wasn't a normal drinker.
no, he
It
wasn't.
was just like something came over him.
Yeah, like he just
Wow.
wanted to, start drinking. Because I think we were having like a beer, or we were having a drink, and then he was like, oh, you know what, I want to have one of, well, he wanted to have like a shot. I can't remember what it was now, but and then he ended up saying that he's gonna go clean his guns in the room, because you gotta clean them up and whatnot. And so he went in the other room, in the guest room where he was staying, and then so it was just the three of us. We had two buddies over, and then I was just like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna probably just go upstairs and let you guys just hang out and do whatever, you know, and then for whatever reason I waited. I felt the need to wait, because then we decided to like order pizza or something. And then I don't remember how long in between that time was, because honestly it's kind of not a blur, but it was just a lot going on. And you just hear the gunshot go off. And then I just remember looking at all three of us looked at each other, were like, what? Like we thought he like accidentally set it off, you know, and we ran to the door and he had it locked. We had to kick it down, and it was a really sad thing. He ended up, he purposely shot himself. He had his rifle to right here.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a really, like, I don't want to go. I saw a lot that I would never, like, wish upon anybody, because but our bedroom was upstairs, and the side where I lay, that's where the bullet went up. Like that's where I would have sat down to like read a book or something.
Oh my gosh.
So I would have gotten shot. I don't know how badly I would have been hurt, but it went through the ceiling, up through our bed, and out the window.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And so that's been another one of those things where I know that I was protected.
Yeah. Did you sense, was that the strongest room of the heavy energy, or
the guest room? Yeah, I did not like that guest room.
Okay.
And that's why I made it the guest room, because I didn't want to be in that room. We only had the two rooms.
I see.
And I was like, we're not staying down here. We're gonna be upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the heaviest.
So I know that now you can kind of sense energies and emotions on people. At that point, could you sense anything latching onto him, when he started drinking or anything like that?
He was a very, when he started drinking, that's what, like I was saying earlier, I was like, I knew something. I was like, you're going way too fast. So, like what the police said, like he was just trying to get liquid courage. Like he was just trying to get himself brave enough.
But do you think that he planned that?
Yes. So.
What?
Yes. So it was, like, especially because I ended up having to I talked to his mom. And at that time, like, I apologized. Like, I felt, I don't know. I know that I wasn't responsible, but it was just like, that happened in my home.
Yeah.
And so she was like, she was heartbroken. She was like, and then his sisters too, they were on the phone, and they were like, he did that with you guys, and they were the ones, and they were so apologetic to us because we had to deal with it all, but they were like, he felt comfortable with you guys. Otherwise, he would have went out and did it somewhere by himself. He's always been a loner. He's always wanted to be on his own. Like, I remember those words coming out of their mouths. Like, he was comfortable with you guys, and he felt safe with you guys.
So it might not have been the house then, but the house maybe exacerbated.
Yeah, like, I don't know if it was just no, I feel that he did do that to himself, but I don't know if if like the energy of that house, if it would have been different, if it would have maybe helped change his mind. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that was so dark. Like, I don't know if that's just, he's like, yeah, like, I'm not gonna not do this,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely on purpose.
Okay.
But it, like, I don't know if that's that house, that's that room or that area. Yeah, like I told you, like, there's I don't know if there was just death that has happened back there or what has, but it was just always, I was just always very uncomfortable in that home,
Did you sense him there afterwards? Or did
We
he
didn't
stick
stay.
around?
We didn't.
You just left, right?
I had to be the one to go clean up the room.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so it was, and it was very, honestly, I think I felt more peaceful in there.
Oh, really?
Like, I was pretty grossed out, but I didn't feel like that heaviness in that room.
Wow. So maybe he was protecting it.
So I don't know. Like, it was odd, yes. But that was it. Like, I had to go the next day to clear out stuff, and then we were out of there. Like, it was only, like, we didn't ever go back.
Okay.
So it was just like, I think it was the next day or however long it took us to get all of our stuff out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really trying to do this, but I did psychically look into what was in that house just a minute ago when you were talking.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, sometimes it just happens. And the thing that I saw, and I don't know where it was, maybe outside or inside, but it looked like, like a swamp monster almost, in a weird way. Like, dripping black, big red eyes, like terrifying looking.
Like, over the house? In the house? Or?
No, I don't know. I was just
okay.
I'm just getting this image of this thing
That's a very good description of, like, how I felt just looking outside in that area. Like, it was just very, like, dark. And, like I was saying, like, I was so scared. Like, there's always something, like, evil or a monster out there. Like,
that's
a few. I don't know. Like, I feel like now, I feel like there's more than one.
Yeah. Well, do you know, like, a ghillie suit?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me. It's like a ghillie suit, like, dripping black with the red eyes. I don't know. I'm trying to protect myself now because I feel like it sees me. But yeah, I could see that it has this, like, very evil feeling about it.
Yeah.
So who knows what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure, I don't know if it's still there. I'm sure it's still there.
Yeah.
Unless somebody has come in and been able to remove it if they,
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, I mean, even through that tragic story, I was still protected.
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
And it's pretty amazing, and then learning to listen to yourself and listening, whatever words that people want to say, your gut, yourself, your intuition, I know a lot of people use different terms, but I'm such a huge advocate, and I know you are too, like, just learning from all these different things, experiences, trust yourself, you know, and your gut feeling, your intuition, however anybody wants to word it, but it's definitely, and then that I feel like stems from them, like, helping are guiding us or giving us the insight, you know?
Yeah. You know, I was just thinking about I had this conversation with somebody recently of how do you know if it's your intuition or if it's fear? And I think that the intuition is stronger, but sometimes it feels like nagging, right? Like I've had situations where I'm like, this is just me being scared of whatever, but it's not actually that fear. It's really your intuition saying, don't do that right now, something bad's gonna happen. But I don't know if you're able to describe it in a different way, because I've thought about, how do you know? It's hard to know sometimes.
It is. I mean, yeah, because even in that specific situation, it was very subtle. Like, I just felt like I decided to wait versus my incident with the window. It was a huge, like, gut, like, no, you are not going out there, you know?
Yeah.
So there are, I don't know, I guess, you know, how to explain it specifically, because I don't know, I think it's different each instance, each time it happens, because it's either you need a huge shove, or like a huge, not shove, but like a huge like
energetic
shove. That's what I meant. But or it's very like subtle, I don't know, you know, and I guess I don't know how else to explain it either.
Sometimes I ask, like, is this fear or is this intuition? And sometimes I'll get the answer, or is this fear or is this spirit saying, don't do that thing? But sometimes it's hard to know if it's just me. Like, the situation I'm thinking of was, I think last year, maybe it was earlier this year, where Tim and I were going on a trip and it was getting dark. And I know you've heard this story, but it was dark and I had this nagging feeling like, it's getting dark, you don't want to be driving in the dark. But I don't like driving in the dark. So for me, was it just that, or was it intuition? But it was actually intuition, because I kept having the feeling. And even when he booked the hotel last minute, I was like, crap, now we're actually going. And so we were driving and we hit a deer. And some other things happened along the way. And I told him, after we hit the deer, I had this nagging feeling, and he said, why didn't you tell me? Because he trusts my intuition, but I didn't trust it. I didn't know. Is this just me being afraid of the dark, or is it actually something? But we even saw an elk standing on the side of the road, like a big one with antlers by right outside Glenwood Springs, and I was like, that's an omen. That's definitely an omen. That was so eerie. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just sometimes hard to know. Yeah,
I would definitely say the same thing. It is, because then you second guess yourself, because even sometimes now I'm like, is that me, or is that, you know, it's me, but is it me, or is it my intuition like telling me, you know? And so it is, it's hard definitely to describe to people, like, I don't think it's a specific feeling, you know. I feel like it's a little bit different each time, so I don't know how you would pinpoint that.
Yeah, I don't either. We'll have to pay more attention
maybe.
And see what we can figure out. But it's something, oh my gosh. And I just have to say, my dog is so noisy, and she's been squeaking and moaning and running. So
she's been so sweet. She's been good.
She's been pretty good, but that's the weird sound effect. It's not me playing like fart noises or something. But Liz, thank you so much for, you know, being on this. And I know you have like 5 million more stories, but we'll have to do another one maybe.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course.
It was fun. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and for anybody who's interested, you know, Liz was mentioning some of those soul journey meditations, and so you can find those on my website. But if you're interested in coming on and telling a story of your own, please send me a message. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.